big proponent of teaching on Zoom because it really has made a difference with a lot of people in the last couple of years. But the one thing that I cannot help with on Zoom is the fiddle. And it's like watching somebody get beat up. Like they're desperately trying to get the fiddle happening and they can't do it. And it is really frustrating. I wish I could help. But anyway, easy. You know, it's one of those things. Easy for me, hard for you guys. Okay, D major in an octave and a half. Let's do it. And we're going to start on the D. Ready, go. Now, I was not totally perfect. There was 2 notes that I had to pull in. So I think we should just do it again right away. 1, 2, 3, go. That was way better for me. Now let's try the arpeggio. Ready, go. Do that again, same thing. Ready, go. All right, everybody starting to feel a little bit better in key of D? Let's try some of those double stops. Since we were doing some in the Shogun, let's try practicing some of those double stops. So we'll do 2 bows per, okay? Actually, you know what? Let's do a bowing pattern this time. So we haven't done a lot of bowing patterns. Let's try this one. I was working with this, working on this with somebody there earlier in the week. The hand, 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 arm, arm. So it's going to look like this. That's the way we're going to do it. So you really try to use the hand for the short ones and the arm for the long ones. It's kind of hard to do, but I think you can do it. Let's give it a try. Okay, have fun rollerblading. I'm useless on rollerblades. I cannot do it. I just fall down. 1, 2, 3, go! bowing pattern. It's a very, very good one for playing the fiddle, but it's if at first it sounds a little bit rough, like maybe kind of like this. That's okay, let it come. Because the most important thing is to try to be moving the bow with just the hand and fingers. The sound will clean up because as you do it, you'll want it to sound clean. So you'll kind of back off of it, pull the weight off of it, or add the weight if you need to make it a little bit cleaner. And always remember Tarzan's rope. If Tarzan's rope is too long, then his feet drag into the ground. If it's too short, then they wisp the grass. So you got to get Tarzan's rope just the right length, and then it's pretty reliable. Okay, let's try it again. All right. 1, 2, 3, go. Looking good, and I can see some people's hands, and it looks good. It looks like you're using the hand, which is very good. Now, let's do one more, but we're going to up the tempo quite a lot. So it's going to look like this. Now, you might even find that the shorter notes are a little cleaner because we got some momentum. Okay? So let's give it a try, see what happens. I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3, go! How did people feel about that? Is it working? Yes.
A and E, I'm having a harder time on.
A and E?
Yeah, trying to balance it.
Remember this. Remember this about the AE double stop. It's unique to all the other double stops in that the E string is down here and the A string is here. So you got to think about dropping the bow when you play the EA double stops. There's a certain amount of right straight down that you have to do with the bow. See what I mean by that? Whereas the DA is kind of like this, straight out to the side, and the GD is kind of up in the air. The AE is down. It's a drop. Okay? Is that better? Yeah, and that should do it for you. And that's why violinists sit with the right leg dropped, right? To make room for that right arm dropping down for the E string. Okay? Anybody else having any comments about those? No? It's good? That's great. Okay, so let's get on to a Shogun. Let's play it a few times. See how it's feeling. See if there's any problems or questions. Be very nice. All right. And we can remember, hopefully you're hoping for the double stops we talked about and a few of the ornaments, and best you can to make it sound kind of full and nice. And so we're going to do it 2 times. So if you don't get stuff the first time around, get her with the second time. And we won't go too fast either. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. right, how do people feel? How was the Eshelgan? Brought a tear to my eye, but I was just watching.
My tears were for different reasons.
Well,
but My other teacher is teaching me vibrato.
Okay.
So this is the song we're going to practice vibrato on because it's slow enough that I hopefully can.
Yes. And how are you getting along with the vibrato?
I just started, but we've already discovered I'm a wrist person.
Oh, okay. See, that's half of the battle is knowing what works for you.
Well, he kept telling me do the arm. I kept doing a wrist. He goes, okay, wrist it is.
Well, in my experience with vibrato, it's better to start with arm, right? And the result of the arm movement usually tells you what's going to end up wiggling for you. You know what I mean? And they used to say with vibrato that you should know all three. You should know the arm and the hand and the finger. You know, and you kind of refine it down when you're doing it. But fiddle players, it should be known that fiddle players tend to do the finger vibrato. That's the most common vibrato for finger. So I'll show you that's what I do. I'll show you what that looks like. See, so what I'm doing there is I'm relaxing my finger, taking the pressure off and leaning back on it, and then bringing it back into tune. That's all I'm doing. And it's a very quick movement because it's just your finger just doing that, right? And then sometimes I take it to the extreme to get real scotchy, and it actually leaves the string sometimes. You hear those little blurps there? That's when it's actually leaving the string. And I remember my teacher when I was about 13 saying kind of a similar thing to what Deb had there. She just said at one point, okay, you're doing the finger thing, so it's just kind of, now my brother Sean, he does the finger one. My dad used to do the whole arm. He would play Neil Gow's. I can't even do it the way he did. Very wide, up in third position, the whole thing rocking he would do, and a very distinctive, but only in the airs. The rest of the time it would be the finger. So anyway, there you go.
In terms of what do you call it? What we're doing? Where you blend them together?
Double stops.
Full stop. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So on this tune, you can pretty much do. I was trying to figure out where to put them in. I got braver towards the end. I was just putting them in wherever. But so this song, you can just put them in pretty much anywhere there's a single note, right?
Oh yeah, I mean that's for any tune really. It just depends on whether you have the options available to your bow, and that you can do it. You know what I mean? But this particular tune is unique because you can basically play the whole thing on two strings. If you wanted to, which I did for you guys to show you all the possibilities. But you could play almost this whole tune on two strings. When you're playing notes on the A, you're playing the D. And when you're playing notes on the D, you're playing the A. You could get through the whole thing that way, but it's you want to make your choices. I like to go big to small. When I first play something, I'll play lots of double stops and lots of ornaments, and then kind of refine it down to what I think is really important. Okay. Yes, Sue, did you have a question?
I was going to say, I must be on the same path as Deborah, because I'm doing the Royal Conservatory as well, and I have to get doing more vibrato, so this is a good song for that, because there's so many long notes, right?
There is, yeah. Slow airs are great for that. Now, do you guys practice, have you ever practiced vibrato on a major scale? I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just learning, so I'm
just
not there
starting, yeah. This is what it looks like, just so that for people that are learning. This is what it looks like when you do it on a major scale. So. And the timing of it is what's really essential. So we start with 4, and then you go on to 6 if you can. So. And then 8. And that timed, doing it in time like that Yeah, wow, 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 wow. That seems to be what people find help to get it started. Because it's one thing to play vibrato, it's another thing to actually get it started when you want to. A lot of people feel like they're trying it, and finally it happens, you know?
Susan, I'm having the problem that my jaw is moving at the same time.
That's a common thing, actually. That happens to a lot of people.
I look stupid doing it, but I couldn't help it.
I've never noticed that. Maybe I do. Who knows?
No, I can feel it. It's like it was connected. He said certain muscles are connected, and mine just happens to be in my jaw, so I'm doing it.
Yeah. No, it's a common thing for the jaw to work when you're playing the fiddle. I notice it all the time. There's 4 or 5 orchestra members who, and I know this because of the Zoom screen, right? Like I got them all on the Zoom screen, and it's like their face, like the big like that, and it looks like they're talking while they're playing. I know they're not talking to anybody.
For counting, probably.
Could be.
I do a lot of that. I count, and he's telling me to stop doing that because I'm giving myself away. He's trying to get me to do it in my head, not talk it out.
Yes, well. Yes, we could all get better at that. Anyway, let's try her one more time with this double stop and vibrato thing that we just talked about there. Let's see. We'll try and see if you can get that going a little bit. See if you can get it down to the finger, if you want to, if that's what worked for you, or the hand. And then we'll move on to those other tunes. Okay. Ready? it's amazing how it works. I went up for the high D there at the end, and I hit it, and I thought, oh, flat. And I looked at my tuner, and it was in tune. Because I have this thing with my ear where the higher I go, I am tricked. And I always have to remember that in my high range, when I think I'm in tune, it's a little bit sharp on the tuner. So I always got to take that into account when I go up there. But sometimes it works out in my favor. So, how's everybody feeling? Were you able to put a few wiggles in there? A few double stops? That's very nice. We didn't talk about dynamics, but dynamics are a very personal kind of decision. Dynamics is what they call playing soft and loud, And in classical music, as you guys know, you have a few different ones. There's piano, which means really, really soft, and forte, which means really loud, and then mezzo piano, mezzo forte, which is medium, soft, and loud. And then there's double P and double F, so very, very quiet and very, very loud. And basically, the way Susan, you're back. Did you get an E string?
Yeah, I caught two of them, but when I looked, it's because they were crossing on the pegs.
Oh.
I had to put them there. I had it changed for me, and they were crossing on the pegs. It was cutting it.
Where did you get it done?
Final.
That's very strange.
I have funny pegs that Soundpost did, and I think they yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, that's disappointing.
Never mind. It wasn't necessarily their fault. It was the way the pegs are cut.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as you're working, that's all right. Okay. I was going to say, playing soft and loud. So I can show you how to play soft and loud on the fiddle. But when you do that is your own decision. Like when you decide to play a phrase really loud and then the response really soft, or whatever it is you want to do to bring out the qualities of the tune is your own decision. But to play loud, you use lots of bow. You don't dig in. Everybody thinks you dig in, but that's not how you play loud. I'm not going to change my dig in at all. Everybody hear the difference in volume there? And that's just a slow bow versus a fast bow. And of course, between those two speeds, there's an infinite number of volumes you can get to, but those are the outside extremes. So a slow bow means very soft, and a fast bow means loud, lots of sound, because you're getting the string to vibrate more, okay? You can play with it. I'd be very interested to see what everybody discovers after a week of playing around with that volume control on your bow speed with a slow air. But I will tell you my decisions for dynamics on this tune. So when it starts out, it's quite loud because it's the theme. It keeps going. And then I come down a little bit. But I crescendo. And then when I get to the top of that arpeggio, it's about as loud as I'm going to get. And then I come right down. And then I do very similar. A little bit down and then build it up. End off nice and quiet there. See that? That's what I do. And then in the second part, strong. Come down a little bit for the response. Getting stronger. Strong. Down we go. And then all of a sudden loud. And then I just kind of taper it off at the end. So that would be my plan for dynamics on this tune. you guys make your own decisions, and we'll talk more about it next time. I think it'd be very, very good. Anyway, any other questions about a Shogun? Or comments or anything at all? No? Okay, we'll move on here. Now I gotta see what I sent you guys before, because we did a bunch of tunes. I'm trying to think of what they were. You might hear the sounds of an electric guitar coming from upstairs, and that's because the boy made the purchase today. He bought his guitar. He used mostly his own money and a little bit of birthday money we gave him, and he bought a Gibson, an Epiphone, which is the lower version of Gibson, SG, which is the AC/DC guitar. And he's loving it. He's up there right now, just having a go at it. Okay, yeah. Maybe behind the bar. No, we did all that. Hold on now. Oh, this was to Bill. Okay. We recently did. Did we do Mountain Road? Is that a tune that we learned? We did. And what was the other one that we did with Mountain Road? I can look on the YouTube channel. That's a good idea.
It was Drowsy Maggie.
Drowsy Maggie, also a very, very good tune. Oh, we should do them as a set. Be good. So let's take...
I think we finished... Is that what we finished last week? I left a bit early, but I think that's what we finished last week.
Perfect. Okay, well, let's practice them. So first of all, we'll do... we'll freshen up Mountain Road. Okay? So pull up Mountain Road, and let's kind of take a look at that and see if we can get that positively reinforced.
I don't know Mountain Road, so I'll just have to play around with it.
Do you have the music that I sent?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's really easy, Debbie. Really, really easy. It's like 2 phrases with an ending. So let's go slow for Deborah's sake and for all the sake of all of our souls. Let's go nice and easy with the Mountain Road, and then we'll start speeding it up a little bit. Now let me just get it up on my screen here. Mountain Road. There we go. It's great that he's up there playing. It's great. It's better than video games. Although I gotta stop getting the hate on for video games. I swear to God, because you know that's the story, is that the kid wants to spend all of his time playing video games and the parents won't let him, and then he ends up being Steve Jobs, owning half the world and complaining about his parents, right? So I gotta be careful. Okay, let's do it. Nice and easy, kind of like this. Alright, my camera keeps swinging here. I don't know why. Alright, shall we? 1, 2, 3, go! How's the mountain road? Anybody getting over the road, or are they crashing in the ditch? It's not too bad. Now, did you hear where I was putting the rolls in there? Yeah. It actually makes it easier when you're going quicker to do the up-bow rolls rather than, you know, a down and 2 ups. It works out a little bit quicker to do the up-bow rolls there, because one function of an up-bow roll is that it straightens out your bowing for you. So when you do an up-bow roll between the two Fs, it means that you don't have to do the up on the A, and it really helps with the bowing. Look at the difference. So we got. So that's the normal way to do it, and then when I do it with the rolls. You see how much easier and slicker that is on the right hand there. See that? So it's one of those things that although at first it's a lot of work to try to get it in, it works out to be less work when you do get it in. It means less work for you. Anyway, whoops. Camera's falling all over the place here. I used it. It's because I used it for the Celtic Orchestra live stream, and now it's all discombobulated. This thing never moves. Except on the weekend when I moved it. Okay, so now, let's try to go a little tiny bit faster, and I'm going to be putting the rolls in. Oh, and in the second part, the rolls are everywhere there's a D-C-D. Instead of... we're going... And you can do it every time, and it's such good practice for that third finger roll. As you end up doing it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in the B part. Okay, let's give it a go a little quicker. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go. How did we do, people, ladies? Not bad? Pretty good clip. You know, it was decent. It was, let's see, that was 90? Was it 90? Oh, no. It was more like 80. Oh, no, it was slower than that. Oh, we better get up there. Let's try. Let's give it a go at 80. Okay, this is what it's going to sound like at 80. Okay, so it's a bit of a clip. Let's see what happens. I'm going to rouse my bow after this. It's a little slick. Bars are not good for bows. Anyway, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go! There we go. How was 80? Didn't work, Deb? Maybe it's a little too new for you. Need to practice it.
It's actually not a hard song, but there are a couple of phrases I need to practice, but I was just I didn't stop playing. I kept playing something.
Oh, that's good. As long as you get 3/4 of the notes, that constitutes a tune.
Yeah. Some of the notes I just kept playing them. While you guys played the phrase, I just played one note, and then when I could catch up, I did. So
jeez, that's good. That's a good way to do it, you know. And this tune is one that you can do it on, you know. Like if you were a guitar player playing along with this tune, you'd be playing one chord for most of the time, so it would work out. Okay, but that's great. No, that's exactly the way to do it. How's everybody else at 80? Tell me your experience. Anybody have problems? Not too bad? That's great. Excellent. Okay, let's go to the drowsy. The old drowsy Maggie. Don't know what's going on with her. Maybe she's working 2 jobs or something like that. It's like my housekeeper who just called me the other day. She actually broke her leg quite badly. It was during the pandemic, but she was getting off of a city bus, and it's one of these buses that raises and lowers, and somehow, it sounds awful, but somehow she was getting off the bus and her foot got caught on the curb and the bus came down, and now I talked to her because she called me, but she didn't break it. Apparently she just almost pulled all the ligaments off of her knee, and she's better now. She's back to working, but she's an amazing woman. She's from St. Vincent in the Caribbean, and she works in nights at a bakery. So if you go to Starbucks and you get the lemon loaf, that's her, right? And she does that all night, and then she cleans houses all day. And the money that she makes cleaning houses, she's used to, first of all, get her kids immigrated to Canada, who are grown. And then when she was done that, she's got grandkids that are still in St. Vincent that are kind of in their late teens, early 20s. She built a house for them with the money she uses cleaning houses here in Toronto. So she's quite a remarkable person. And I'm really glad she's back on the go, because I told her, I said, thank God you're okay and you're back, because when we move into our new house, we're going to need you and a robot to keep that thing in shape. So much house, my God. Definitely getting one of them robots, man. Okay, Drowsy Maggie.
Your cat will enjoy that.
Yes, I think so. I have to put a laser pointer on it. Really drive the poor thing nuts. Okay, so let's start off slow. Drowsy Maggie is a tune that if you can play it slow properly, you can whip it off. So let's start nice and slow. Make sure we have it all. 1, 2, 3, go. more. Okay, how are we doing with Drowsy? Is it all in place? Do you think we could start ramping it up? Let's do it. So let's start off the same speed. We're probably going to do it 4 times because it's a single. And by the time we get to the 4th time, we'll be getting up there. Okay? Okay, start off same speed. 1, 2, 3, go. Was that 80? Yes, it was. We got up to 80 that time. Yeah, right on, right on. Okay, take a quick breather there, and we're going to try the whole set. But you might need to shake out the odd thing or two, or whatever it is that you got to do to get into that mode. Yes, it was a pain in the ass playing at McVeigh's until 2 in the morning all weekend, but it was also fun. I gotta say, like, I always have fun, and I haven't been in the place for years now because of the pandemic, and I can't believe they survived. But they didn't actually survive per se. They sold the place. So Jimmy McVeigh, who moved over here in 1951 or something like that, and opened the very first Irish bar in the city ever, McVeigh's Irish Pub, and gave it over to his sons. Sold the place. Can't believe it. But he sold it to some billionaire who always wanted to own a pub. And he hired Paul McVeigh, who was Jimmy Sr.'s son, who ran the place for years, hired him back to run the place. So Paul kind of has his cake and is eating it too. Which is kind of cool because Paul and his son Brendan pull excellent pints. They're very good at it. They're very proud of it. And so it's one of the few places in Toronto where you can get a really, really good pint, and it still is. So I'm glad about that. Anyway, now that I've distracted you, let's try the two tunes. A little bit up at 80 and as a set. 3 times each because they're singles. Okay, 3 times each. Alright, here we go. The bow. And we're doing Mountain Road first, I think. I think that's the way we're doing it. Mountain Road into Drowsy Maggie. I'll count you in. Oh, what happened to Calina? She put something in the chat. She got to go study. Okay, there you go. Fair enough. End of the year to grade 12. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go! What happened, Deborah? What's the first thing that happened?
Well, I first learned it today.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't played it before, so I'm happy with my progress so far.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Totally fine. How's everybody else doing? How'd you do with the 80 and with the two tunes together?
I think for me, it's a little fast. This time of night, my brain...
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I've been in meetings all day. I'm doing research and I'm tired.
So you gotta, if you want to get somewhere playing the fiddle, you do have to give up everything in life, you know, like the jobs and the commitments and stuff like that. Like, it doesn't do anything for playing the fiddle. So I understand where you're coming from. Let's go a little, yeah.
But Drowsy Maggie, that one is easier. You're right. Like, you could whip through that one pretty easy as long as you keep your bow down.
That's right. Exactly right. If you can keep that bow tight, you can get. It actually gets easier the quicker you go. But let's back her off. Let's do the whole set one more time. Let's back her off the tempo a little bit. Okay, we'll do like 75 or something like that. I got tempos on the brain because I did Irish dance competition training today with my friend Ina, who's been doing it for years and years and years, and it's very specific. So there's a chart with the speeds for the tunes, for the different types of tunes, according to the level of dancer. And so that's what you got to get to know when you're doing these feshes. So whatever group you're in, you got to get to know the tempo, and you're allowed to have the metronome in front of you. And she said she has for years now, the metronome on the floor. She says that helps when the parents come to argue that the musician went too fast for their little girl who's trying to compete. And Ina can just hold up the metronome and say, anyway, so tempo's on the mind. So now we're going to go 75. It sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, go. Better at that speed? Okay, so that's the practicing speed, and we're going to work on trying to get it faster up to the 80. That's going to be kind of our goal, okay, is the 80.
Well, Mountain Road sounds a little bit like Jackie Coleman.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it's the same. It opens up the same, F to A. Jackie Coleman opens up with the F to the A cut, and this opens up with. It's very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a danger, of course. You know, similar tunes are easy to mix up and play one or the other. It happens to me all the time. And I'll tell you something. If you go to Irish sessions, they're weird about some things. You know, if you play the B part of a different tune than the A part that you've just been playing, they get really mad and they get kind of ticked off. They kind of put down their instruments and wait. You got to be careful about that type of thing. Okay, so we have some time left. I was thinking we could learn a new tune. I put it up on the YouTube channel for the beginner class, but it's a beautiful must-have tune, and it's in Sandy's book. Let me see here.
What's it called?
It is called, I just got to get the title here.
I'm going to find my book.
I have a, did I send you the PDF version of Sandy's book?
No.
Because one of my students digitized it
Oh.
recently, which is pretty great, and there's a Dropbox for it. So it's in the first section. Yeah, I'll forward it to you. It's really good to have. Leaving Lismore. Great tune.
I played that 30 years ago.
Yeah, great old tune.
Little camp, they taught you that.
Yeah, sure. It's a very common beginning tune. It's in the beginner section of Sandy's book, and it's very simple, but it's a beautiful tune. Now, while you guys are looking for it, I'll just play it for you. Not hard. Very simple. So are you guys all looking at it right now? You've got a copy of it? Okay, great, great. Because I did make a digital copy as well. Anyway, you can see how it's structured. It's one of these tunes that is kind of the same phrase with a different tail. Yum-ba-dee-die, da-da-da-da, yum-ba-dee-die, da-da-da-da. And then the first one again, yum-ba-dee-die, da-da-da-da. So very much like that. Second part as well. Same phrase with a different tail. Okay, 3 times with it. And then the ending, which is the same. This is a 2 for tune. The ending for the A part is the same as the ending for the B part. Gotta love it. And it uses the A part as an outro, which is also very typical. Okay, so the second ending is actually part of the A part. So let's see if we can just get these phrases. The main phrase in the A part is this. That's all that is. Now, for rhythm, in terms of rhythm, oh, there goes the guitar again. That's good. For rhythm, so you see there's a dot on the first A, making the short note the B. And then the C is the regular 8th note. So it sounds like this. And it's basically that prevailing rhythm right through the whole tune. Okay? So let's try playing this first phrase. Just the first couple of bars. And we'll do the pickup note too. 1, 2, 3, and... Let's do that again to strengthen it. Ready, and... One more time to be sure. Ready, 2, 3, go, 2. Okay, now and by the way, the bowing that's in there, the up-ups that are in there, written in by Sandy, do them. They're really good to do, a good habit to get into as well. Now the next phrase, slightly different. Let's try that together. Second phrase, second 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, go, 2, 3. One more time with that. Ready to go. And that was a classic example of the whistling E string. Did everybody hear me whistle? Yeah. And it's because my bow, I don't know why. It drives me nuts, these whistles. But I'm pretty sure I was just not at quite the right angle, and so you had a whistle there instead of a note. One more time. Ready to go. Okay, and then we got the first phrase again, and we'll just do that really quickly. So this is the first 2 bars of the second line. A 1, 2, go. And then we have this ending, this 2 for ending. So we got E, F, A, and then a long C, and then this little jiggy, which I love. It's supposed to mimic the bagpipes. It's a little quick 2-1-A there. Yeah, let's try that phrase. A ready, go, 2. One more time with the ending. Ready to go. Last time. Ready to go. Okay, so that's the A part. Let's go right from one end to the other, shall we? Okay, from the top. A 1, 2, 3, go, 2. There it goes again. There it goes again, the damn whistle. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Good. Now, second part. Very similar, like I said, it's just the same kind of setup with the dee-dle-dee-da-dee-da-dee-dle-dee-da. So, same phrase. So, we got the A, G, A. Let's just try that much. Okay? Ready to go. Okay, let's do that again. Practice it. Ready to go. Last time. Ready to go. Next phrase. And it straightens out there, and it's important to straighten it out, the rhythm there. It's really nice in that middle phrase. It sounds like this. See how those 2 triplets are contrasted? It's really nice. Let's do it again. Second phrase of the B part. Ready to go. Do it again. Ready to go. Last time. Ready to go. And then keep going. That is it. Okay? So now let's start. And then, like I said, we already know the second ending because it's a reprise of the A part. So really, in theory and by rights, we should be able to play right from one end of this tune to the other. Really. So let's see if we can do it. Let's start at the top and see if we can get through it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Second in. Let's do it all again. How's everybody feeling about leaving Lismore? It's good. It's a great tune. I forgot all about it. You know, I played it for years when I was a little kid. Everybody did, of course. Now, there's lots of opportunities for ornamentation. I'm sure you heard me flicking all over the place and double stopping and stuff like that. So we can talk more about that. Check out the video on YouTube. I'll send it to you guys so you can hear all the stuff that I'm doing in there. It's all possibilities that you guys can also do. Just double stops and a few grace notes and stuff like that. A tune like this doesn't need much, you know. It's such a distinctive melody that you can pretty well play it straight, and it's kind of, in a way, almost better. But I do a few things, like I do. I often do that one. That's just the A and the E together during that long E there. See? And I do that. So that's where I'm playing the melody, but I'm leaving my bow on the E string when I play the C. And then coming back to it. See that? Very Scotchy, Cape Breton-y thing to do. Okay? And then it's very similar. I'm doing very similar for the rest. So that's another A1 and open E. And I'm really getting the vibrato happening on that one. And make her sound nice and Scotchy. And then... That's nice at the end. When you're playing that C, B, A, you can play it with the E string. That's really nice to do and helps your tuning too. In the second part, I love that octave. See, I'm a sucker for an octave. That's the way I would do that. So that's kind of most of the notes with the A string. And then with the same thing, when I get to the C, I leave my bow on the E and then come off of it. Very common move there. You can do it. You can do it every time. That's what I would kind of do there. Yes.
Would you be able to send us this music with it marked up where the double stops would go?
Where I would put them?
Yes.
I could try doing that. I've heard that people have done that. But it's not a bad idea.
Just even put a little line where you would do it. I'm just having a hard time. You're saying the A and the one and the open E, and I'm looking and I'm going, I haven't got a clue where you're talking about, but...
Well, I could be more specific. So, for instance, the first spot I was talking about is in the second bar of the tune. And it's where I'm playing the F on its own, but then when I play the E, I play the A like this. Or, sorry, when I play the C sharp, I leave my bow on the E. So, see that? Second bar of the tune. So, the C sharp and the E, we play together.
So not the pickup. The pickup you're not counting as one.
That's correct. Yeah, no, I mean the second full bar of the tune.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you're playing that C sharp, you just leave your bow on the E at the same time. And then when it's time to play the E, you just come off of it. So the effect is this. See that?
Okay.
Very fiddly sounding. And then in the next, in the last bar, I play all those notes on the A string in the last bar of the first line with the E string. See that? Very nice double stop. So the... oh, hold on now. Huh. Yeah, same thing. All with the E string. Okay? And then the second... the second bar of the second line... It's the same, exact same as the second bar of the first line. And then, so that, basically everything after the high A, I play with the E string. The last two bars of the A part. Okay? In the second part, it's more of the same trick. It's basically the same trick as in the A part. So the double stop would be in the second bar there between the E and the C. And then in the last bar of that line, it would just all be with the E string. So it works very, very well. And then the same thing here. Oh, I forgot to mention the octave. So the very first note, the A, G, A, in the first bar of the third line, I play with the A string because that's an octave. See that? That's really nice. Okay, and it's pretty consistent. You can do it every time. Okay, does that make more sense? Is it more specific?
It's getting there. I just confused it a little bit, but that's okay. It's one of those songs you can experiment with and just figure out.
Oh, well, that's basically, yes, you're right. I mean, you could kind of do the whole thing with your A, with your bow on both the A and the E string, and it would work. I'll just show you. It's actually quite nice. That was just sounded like the pipes going along with it.
Like an organ.
Yeah, or an organ. Yeah, and that's the whole point of the double stops. So, and it's good to experiment with that. Like, I wouldn't normally do it that much, but to do it like that and then pick and choose would be extremely good. So you guys could just do that. Even the second part works. Yeah, it all works. So you give that a go. It'd be a good experiment, and we can talk more about it next week. So let's try her one more time there, guys, before we wrap up. And maybe you can try a couple of those ideas, or not. Just get the tune, or not. And we'll look at it a little bit more. And I'd be very interested to see people's progress with the double stops on it. We'll do it. Okay. A 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Did you get a few things in there, people? No? Well, see if you can get that melody under your belt this week, and we'll try a few fun things to do with it there next week, okay? And we'll work on those reels, getting them up a little bit faster as well. Okay? Sound like a good plan? All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Have a good weekend, everyone. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.